Venise Ocampo, a hospitality management instructor. Welcome to my class.
A pleasant day to each and every one of you. Welcome to our class HM108, Supply Chain Management in Hospitality Industry. So in this topic, we are going to talk about designing distribution networks and applications to online sales. So in this topic, we are going to talk about how are we going to design our distribution networks, specifically in online platform. Okay, so nowadays because of the pandemic, madalas tayo na umorder sa mga online shops. Okay, like for example, Lazada, Shopee. So most likely, nakikita natin kung paano ba yung distribution ng products from the seller up to the purchaser or key buyer. So let's begin. So in the introductory part, it says here that what is the role of distribution in the supply chain. So before, natakil na natin that distribution is one of the functions of supply chain. So kumbaga, before na ma-receive ni end user or ni customer yung pinaka-product, so dadaan muna siya sa distribution step. So distribution refers to the steps taken to move and store a product from a supplier stage to a customer stage in the supply chain. So ibig sabihin, it is the movement, okay? Or it is what you call the movement and storing of products, okay? Na galing pa sa mga supplier and then going to the customer. So makikita naman natin sa supply chain natin before that the end user is the one na nakaka-receive ng mga products and ng mga services. So distribution occurs between every pair of stages in the supply chain. So syempre bago mangyari yung distribution, so normally the raw materials and the components are moved from suppliers to manufacturer. So yung mga kailangan nating materials, mga ingredients, mga components is dadalhin muna siya sa mga manufacturer natin. So first, we need to buy these materials and components sa mga supplier, and then from supplier pupunta siya kay manufacturer para gawin na yung product. And then the finished products are moved from the manufacturer to the end consumer. So pagtapos ng gawin yung products, okay, so pwede na nilang i-offer yon sa mga end user, which is tayo as a customer. So distribution is a key driver of the overall profitability of the firm because it affects both the supply chain cost and the customer value directly. So isang mahalagang phase ng supply chain si distribution kasi kapag hindi natin properly na distribute yung mga products na minanufacture natin, so hindi natin makukuha yung overall profitability, hindi kikita yung ating business. So si distribution, it affects yung supply chain cost natin, yung mga expenses. Kasi we want na pag dinistribute yung product, may distribute siya ng maayos. Okay, hindi hassle, walang delays. Kasi pag na-delay yung pag-distribute natin ng mga products, ng mga services, so another cost pa yun, another expenses pa sa part ng supply chain natin. And usually, if the products and services are distributed on time, so malaking impact yun sa customer satisfaction. So we have here an example, which is the Walmart and 7-Eleven Japan. So it will be no exaggeration to state that two of the world's most profitable companies, si Walmart at saka si 7-Eleven Japan. So they have built the success of their entire business around outstanding distribution design and operation. So bakit sila naging successful in the field of distribution, design, and operation ng supply chain? Okay? So because they make sure na they provide high availability levels of relatively common products at very low cost. So makikita natin sa 7-Eleven, if you go to a particular or specific 7-Eleven, so kung ano yung product na in-offer doon is meron din sa ibang branches ng 7-Eleven. But here in the Philippines kasi, nagkakaroon tayo minsan ng pagkakaiba sa mga variety ng products na ino-offer natin sa mga iba't ibang shops. Minsan sa shop A, available Okay? Pagdating mo sa Shopee, hindi na siya available. So, it is very important na magkaroon tayo ng high availability, okay, sa mga products natin. Supposedly, dapat laging available. If malapit na siyang ma-out of stock or maubos, we need to make sure na maka-order na tayo ahead of time para ma-replenish na yung mga stocks as well. So, kilala din tong dalawang successful company na to because they are having this kind of high level of customer responsiveness. Okay, so ibig sabihin, they make sure na if ever may mga needs si customer, is agad-agad nila yung naibibigay. Okay, maagap sila or responsive sila pagdating sa mga needs ni customer. So we have here the process of designing a distribution network which has two broad phases. So paano ba natin dinidesign yung pagdidistribute natin ng mga products? So in the first phase, so the broad structure of the supply chain network is visualized. So kaya sa first phase pa lang, visualization pa lang yung ginagawa natin. So it includes decisions such as whether the product will be sold directly or go through an intermediary. So sa first phase ng pagdidesign natin, ano ba yung gusto nating mangyari? So, ibebenta ba natin siya directly sa mga customers or ibebenta natin muna siya sa mga retailers and then yung retailers ang magbebenta sa customers? So, it's either of the two. Depende yun sa decision, syempre, nung ating owner, okay, or nung namamahala nung supply chain. So, for the second phase naman, then takes the broad structure and converts it into specific location and their capability, capacity, and demand allocation. So, if we decided, okay, na padaanin yung mga products through an intermediary, so we need to make sure kung maayos ba, okay, capable ba yung intermediary natin na i-distribute yung mga products na to, meron ba siyang enough capacity sa store niya, okay, or sa establishment niya to have these products, and of course, the demand allocation. Kasi mamaya magde-deliver tayo ng sobrang daming products, pero hindi naman pala mataas yung demand ng product na yun. Baka ang ending, masira lang yung product, kaya magtagal lang sa atin, instead na sana, may offer na natin siya sa market para maging profitable din. So, what are the factors influencing distribution network design? So, at the highest level, performance of distribution network should be evaluated along two dimensions. Okay? So, first is the customer needs that are met. So, isa sa mga i-evaluate natin pagdating sa paggawa ng distribution network design is we need to make sure na yung mga pangangailangan ng customers natin, ng mga guests, mga turista, is ma-meet natin siya. And then, cost of meeting customer needs. So, syempre, sa pag-comply natin sa mga kailangan ng mga customers, mga guests, so may karampatang expenses yun. Syempre, kailangan natin bumili ng mga ingredients, ng mga raw materials, ng mga iba't ibang components in order for us to meet their needs. Okay, so kasama sa dalawa yon, customer needs and then yung cost of meeting customer needs. So we have here structures or measures. So although customer value is impacted by many factors, we focus on those measures that are influenced by the structure of the distribution network. So ano-ano ba yung mga nakakaapekto sa pagdi-distribute natin ng product? First is yung response time. Okay, so gaano ba katagal para ma-receive ni customer yung order niya? So product variety. So marami ka pang ino-offer na mga products. Okay, meron bang choices yung mga customers kapag chinek nila yung product online? Okay, so product availability. So syempre, 'di ba, may mga cases na minsan gustong-gusto natin tong product na to pero wala nang stock. Okay? So, ibang color na lang yung meron, ibang variety na lang yung meron. So, we need to make sure na yung product is available para din, syempre, sa customer, maging satisfied din sila. So, customer experience is very important as well. So, syempre, if the orders of the customer, okay, ma-receive nila on time, so, ibig sabihin, mas matutuwa sila. So, ayaw naman natin na ang experience nila sa business nyo or sa branding nyo is laging delay yung delivery. So, it is possible Ayan, so for example, it also includes purely experiential aspects such as possibility of getting a cup of coffee and the value that the sales staff provides. So sometimes kung face-to-face natin i-avail yung product, so while waiting, pwede tayong bigyan ng mga complimentary drinks, 'di ba? Like for example, sa hotel, kapag tayo mag-check-in, so pag matagal mismo yung check-in process kasi maraming turista, most likely pwede tayong maupo sa mga lounge area nila and then bibigyan nila tayo ng complimentary drinks upon checking in or bago tayo mag-check-in. So, time to market. So, time to market is the time it takes to bring a new product to the market. So, minsan, 'di ba, for example, pagdating naman sa mga gadgets or sa technology, pinapakita nila na by 2022 may bagong phone na i-release, si iPhone. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nagiging aware yung mga customer na okay, they need to place an order na or reserve an order. Para nang sa ganun, isa sila sa mga unang makakakuha ng product as well. Okay? So, order visibility, so it is the ability of customers to track their orders from placement to delivery. So, sa order visibility, di ba, pag nag-order tayo sa Shopee, sa Lazada, or even Foodpanda, okay, yung mga iba't ibang online application, nakikita natin doon na kapag na-place na yung order, di ba, so na-receive na ni seller, isi-ship na ni seller, tapos si seller naman, ibinigay na dun sa mga courier, si courier, and then papunta na sa atin. So, ibig sabihin, nakikita natin na yung order natin is visible na dumadaan sa iba't ibang proseso. So, returnability, so syempre, when we buy a certain product, okay, so pwede naman natin silang ibalik as long as nakalagay sa kanilang rules or policies na returnable naman yung product. So, for example, another thing, kapag bumili tayo sa Lazada and Shopee, kaya at hindi naman, let's say, kulang-kulang yung mga items, okay? So, kailangan lang natin silang picturean or videohan as a proof na kulang talaga, and pwede tayong mag-file ng returns. So, kaya lang, it will be a hassle pa kapag ni-return natin siya kasi ibabalik ulit natin sila sa courier, okay? And then, si courier ibabalik kay seller, tapos ganun ulit yung mangyayari. Si seller dadalhin sa courier and then hanggang sa makarating ulit sa atin. So, syempre, we don't want naman na mas marami pa yung returns, 'di ba? Kaysa sa successful order. So, we need to make sure na we deliver the products, okay, na kumpleto, na tama, okay, in the right time, at the right place, and of course, with a right price as well. So, we have here two types of transportation costs. We have the inbound transportation costs. So, these are the costs incurred in bringing material into the facility. So, pag sinabing inbound, ito yung mga expenses natin pagdating sa pagdadala ng materials papunta sa facility natin. Okay, let's say for example, ito yung expenses natin nung dineliver yung mga products, okay, papunta sa restaurant natin. So, pag sinabi naman nating outbound transportation cost, ito naman yung expenses natin sa pagdi-deliver ng product, okay, outside, okay, or sending material out of a facility. So, ibig sabihin, ito na yung ating expenses sa pag-deliver na sa mga end user, sa labas na. Kasi sa inbound, okay, so doon natin dadalhin yung mga materials, mga iba't ibang mga raw materials, papunta sa facility. Si outbound naman, palabas. Okay? So, we have here design options for a distribution network. So, managers must take or must make two key decisions when designing a distribution network. So, as a manager or as an owner, dapat you need to design. Okay? So, kailan mo ba? Okay? Kailan mo ba bibigyan ng magandang design itong distribution network? Ano ba yung magiging design mo pagdating sa pagdi-distribute ng product? So, for example, number 1, will product be delivered to the customer location or pick up from a pre-arranged site? So, yun bang product na in-order ni customer is i-deliver sa mismong address niya? O kaya naman is for pick up na lang? Di ba nauuso ngayon yun? Even sa Foodpanda, pwede mong ipa-deliver yung pagkain na in-order mo. Pwede naman na mag-place ka ng order ahead of time and ikaw yung magpi-pick up sa pinaka food establishment. So number 2, will product flow through an intermediary or intermediate location? So yung product mo ba na binibenta sa market is padadaanin mo pa sa mga courier. And then si courier ang magde-deliver sa mga customers. So pwede kasi yun, it's either ikaw mismo ang mag-deliver ng product sa customer or dadaan sa intermediary. So anong klaseng design yung pipiliin mo as a manager that you will think it will be profitable and it will be a good design for your supply chain? So next is we have the designs. Okay, so classification of design sa ating supply chain. So we have the manufacturer, storage with direct shipping. So dito may mga cases na pwede tayong mag-ship ng mga products. Okay, so ikaw manufacturer ka and directly pwede mong i-ship yung mga products, okay, sa end customer or sa end user. Ibig sabihin, hindi na po siya dadaan sa mga retailers. Okay, so directly ikaw na ang magbibigay kay end user. So number 2, manufacturer, storage with direct shipping and in-transit merge. So si in-transit merge naman kasi, it combines the pieces of the order coming from different locations so that the customer gets a single delivery. Okay? So ibig sabihin, for example, ikaw may order ka. Okay? So for example, may order ka na laptop. So when a customer orders a PC from Dell along with Sony monitor, the package carrier picks up the PC from Dell factory and the monitor from the Sony factory. It then merges the two at a hub before making a single delivery to the customer. So, ibig sabihin dyan, kung nag-order tayo ng product sa halimbawa kay Dell at nag-order din daw tayo ng product kay Sony, so yung courier natin, okay, o yung package carrier natin, sabay na kukunin yun. Okay? And then, i-deliver na lang siya sa'yo ng isahan. Okay? So, yung tinatawag natin na in-transit merge. Ibig sabihin, single delivery lang yung mangyayari. So, if nag-order ka ng 2 ng 3 products from different brands, so sabay-sabay mo lang din yun na mare-receive. Or single delivery lang. So, we also have the distribution storage with carrier delivery. So under this option, inventory is not held by the manufacturers at the factories, but it is held by distributors, retailers, and intermediate warehouses. And package carriers are used to transport products from the intermediate location to the final customer. So yung distributor storage naman, okay, so pinapadaan po siya. Pinapadaan naman din ulit siya sa mga intermediaries or sa mga package carrier. Okay, so ibig sabihin, hindi siya agad directly na nare-receive ni customer. So we also have the distributor storage with last mile delivery. So dito naman, the last mile delivery refers to the distributor or retailer delivering the product to the customer's home instead of using a package carrier. Okay, so ibig sabihin, directly, okay, yung distributor o yung retailer, siya mismo yung magdadala doon sa address ni customer. Hindi na siya gagamit ng LBC, hindi na siya gagamit ng JNT, okay, ng Black Arrow, Express. So, siya na mismo as the distributor and or retailer as well. So, meron din tayong tinatawag dito na OEM. Siguro yung iba alam na kung ano si OEM, ano? It is original equipment manufacturers. So, they tend to carry most spare parts at the local distribution center, typically located no more than a couple hours drive from the dealers and often managed by a third party. So, the local distribution center is responsible for delivering the needed parts to a set of dealers and makes multiple deliveries per day. So, that is number 4, okay, or distributor storage with last mile delivery. So, si last mile delivery kasi, it requires the distributor warehouse to be much closer to the customer. So, ibig sabihin, yung warehouse o yung pinanggagalingan ng mga product is malapit lang siya sa mga target customer. Hindi na siya manggagaling sa sobrang layo pa. Okay? Kaya that's why they are able to deliver the product by themselves. So, we also have the manufacturer, distributor, storage with customer pick up. So dito naman, customers, okay, so or in this approach, inventory is stored at the manufacturer or distributor warehouse, but the customer place their orders online or on the phone and then travel to designated pickup points to collect their merchandise. So dito sa number 5, ang ating pinaka-focus dito is si customer, pwede siyang mag-place ng order niya online or pwede silang tumawag na, let's say for example, tatawag ako sa Pizza Hut, mag-order ako ng Hawaiian pizza and ng chicken nila. So, sasabihin ko dun sa pinaka manufacturer or sa pinaka restaurant na ako yung magpi-pick up ng kanilang ng order ko. Okay, so ibig sabihin, I will travel or pupunta ako doon sa store and then I will pick up my order as well. So, pwede naman ang gawin natin dito is magpe-place tayo ng order through call or through online. Okay, so orders are shipped from the storage site to the pickup points as needed as well. So, next one is the retail storage with customer pickup. So, in this option, often viewed as the most traditional type of supply chain. So, inventory is stored locally at retail stores. So, customers walk into the retail stores or place an order online or by phone or pick it up at the retail store. So, dito naman, ito yung pinaka-traditional type. Ito yung ginagawa natin palagi na tayo physically pumupunta sa mga iba't ibang store, sa mga iba't ibang food establishment, okay, sa mga iba't ibang travel agencies, and then tayo mismo yung bumibili ng mga products or nag-a-avail ng mga services. Or pwede naman, okay, kukunin natin, let's say, o-orderin natin yon via online, okay, or mag-order tayo through online, and then pipick upin natin yung pinaka-order natin sa mismong retail store, okay, or sa retail storage. So, those are the designs or the classification of designs of distribution networks. So, online sales and the distribution network. So, nowadays, we get to see the importance of internet, dahil pandemic, hindi tayo usually makalabas talaga or hindi tayo basta-basta makapunta sa mga stores, sa mga iba't ibang establishment. So, we see how the internet has affected the structure and performance of various distribution network. So, the goal is to understand what drove the successful introduction of online sales in some networks and not others, and how these networks are likely to be involved. So, dito meron tayong mga impacts of online sales on cost. Ayan. So, we have the inventory, the facilities, and the information. So, ano po ba yung impact ng online sales pagdating sa mga expenses natin? So, syempre, pagdating sa inventory, okay, so online sales can lower inventory levels by aggregating inventories far from customers if most customers are willing to wait for delivery. So, sometimes kasi may ibang mga customers sobrang nagmamadali sila sa order and maya-maya ikina-cancel na nila. Wherein nakalagay na yon sa ating system. So, the time lag between the customer places the order and when he or she expects deliveries offers a company selling online a window of opportunity to implement postponement. Sometimes nga hindi tayo makapaghintay sa order natin kasi sobrang tagal, kaya minsan na-delay. So, yun ang nagli-lead sa kanila to postpone or cancel their order. So, pag na-cancel yun, syempre, it is also a loss sa part ng business. So, facilities as well. So, kasama dyan. So, yung pag-put up natin ng facilities, yung location kung saan nilalagay, kung saan mangyayari yung operation is also part of the cost. And we also have the information. So, syempre, as an online seller, so you have to share the demand information throughout its supply chain to improve visibility. So, pwede ka rin syempre mag-forecast. Okay, pwede mong makita kung gaano ba karaming order ang ina-anticipate mo na orderin ng mga customers in this point in time. Kasi 'di ba, holiday na. So, mga tao talagang mamimili na yan ng mga pang-gift, mga pasalubong. So, na-anticipate na natin na marami silang mga pwedeng orderin na products. So last, we have the impact of online sales on customer service. So we have the response time to customer. Ayan, so dito sinasabi natin na online sales take longer to fulfill a customer request than does a retail store because of the shipping time involved. So syempre, no, hindi natin pwedeng ikumpara talaga si online at saka si physical setup. Kasi si online sales talagang matagal po. Okay, it will take few days bago mo makuha yung product kasi syempre, dadaan pa siya sa shipping process. So, unlike dito kay physical na ahead of time, di ba, pwede na natin bilhin agad sa mga retail stores. Pwede na natin agad na magamit. So, next is the product variety. So, a company selling online finds it easier to offer a larger selection of products than a bricks and mortar store. So, pag sa online, 'di ba, makikita natin na napakarami nilang products na pwedeng i-offer. At tayo ay mamimili na lang kung ano man yung magustuhan natin. So, example daw niyan is si Netflix. So, si Netflix is a parang movie application na wherein kailangan mo mag-subscribe para mapanood mo yung iba't ibang mga movies and series, mga TV shows. So, they offer a larger selection of movies than any video rental store. Kasi nauso before yung magre-rent ka ng mga DVD, okay, and then ibabalik mo ulit kasi may duration lang yung time ng pagre-rent mo doon. So ngayon, dahil sa tulong ng internet and technology, we can even watch Netflix, 'di ba? Na mamimili na lang tayo sa mga dinami-daming movies doon. So next is product availability. So dito sinasabi natin na by aggregating its inventory, a company selling online improves product availability. Okay, so better information on customer preferences allows firms selling online to improve availability. So dapat kung hindi na available yung product, nakalagay doon na not available. 'Di ba parang sa Shopee kapag sold out na yung isang item, so nakalagay doon add to wish list. Okay, so syempre from there na-anticipate nung mga seller na okay, marami pala ang may gusto ng product na to. So kailangan ulit natin mag-replenish. So, dapat din kapag nakalagay na sold out at biglang naging available, so inform din natin or dapat nagna-notify din yon sa part ng mga seller. So, hindi natin dapat hindi dapat ma-confuse yung mga customer kung sold out ba siya, kung available ba siya, kung kailan ba siya magiging available, or kung totally phase out na ba siya sa market. So, number 4 is customer experience. Okay, so online sales affect customer experience in terms of access, customization, and convenience. So, syempre, dapat laging maayos yung system natin, yung application, para nang sa ganun is maging accessible siya sa part ng mga customer. So, kung gusto nila i-customize yung product na bagu-baguhin yung specification or gusto nila gawing personalize, so dapat available din yun sa ating application. So, next is faster time to market. Okay, so through online, mas madali tayong nakakapag-introduce ng mga products, okay, na kung saan in just a click, pwede na natin siyang i-offer sa online platform. We also have the order visibility. Okay, so the internet makes it possible to provide visibility of orders. Makikita natin kung naka-place na ba yung order natin, kung to ship na ba siya, okay, kung malapit na ba natin siyang ma-receive, kung asa na yung order natin. So, yun, magandang part yun sa mga customers. Kasi syempre, alam nila na legit, na reliable yung inorderan nila na shop. So, we also have the returnability. So, dito, returnability is harder with online orders which typically arrive from the centralized location. So, sabi nga natin kanina, mahirap po mag-return ng products kapag online. Kasi syempre, babalik pa ulit yan sa first step. Okay, so kailangan din tingnan muna if yung product ba is nagalaw na ba siya. Baka mamaya kaya nasira kasi pinaglaruan na nung customer. Okay, kiniklaim lang nila na nasira pero ang totoo sila talaga yung may kasalanan. So, ibig sabihin ini-inspect pa yung product if it is possible na i-return pa. Okay? So, but syempre, kailangan pa rin natin mag-offer ng returnability, okay, sa ating shop, sa ating store, kung possible. But sa pagkain kasi, hindi possible yung returnability. Okay? Pwera na lang kung halimbawa yung pagkain natin is merong mga unexpected na objects, mga insects, ganun, na pwede natin ipalit. Ipakita natin, di ba? Pag sa restaurant, minsan makikita nyo yung rice, merong buhok, okay, meron mga iba't ibang mga ingredients na hindi naman dapat nandun, is pwede natin siyang ibalik and papalitan naman ulit siya nung mismong restaurant. So, we have direct sales to customer. So, dito, it allows us to have a contact with our customers. So, sa supply chain naman kasi, si manufacturer, okay, wala naman silang direct contact with the customer. Most likely, yung pinaka-retailer o yung nagbebenta, yung may direct contact kay customer. So, paano ba natin makukuha yung feedback nila? So, we can establish mga social networking channels like Facebook, Twitter. Okay, nang sa ganun, makita natin kung satisfied ba sila sa order nila. And pwede rin tayong syempreng mag-promote ng mga products and services through those online platforms. So, next is the flexible pricing, product portfolio, and promotion. So, dito naman, given the ease of changing prices and assortment online, the internet allows a company selling online to manage revenues from its available product portfolio much more effectively than to do traditional channels. So, kasi pag sa online, yung presyo nagiging flexible. Like for example, 'di ba, kapag may mga occasional sales tayo, for example, 'di ba, yung nakaraan na 11/11, so they make sure na nagkakaroon ng mga discounts, okay, na mga deduction sa prices na kung saan nakikita ng mga customers din. So, way din nila yon to promote their product as well. Nakikita din nila yung dami ng product mo, yung variety, ano yung specification and information ng product as well. So, we also have the efficient fund transfer. So, nowadays, madali na lang natin na bayaran yung mga binibili natin through online. So, may maraming mga choices like for example, you can use your debit card, you can use your credit card as well, you can pay through GCash, Paymaya, or even you can pay through different banks o kaya naman cash on delivery. So, ibig sabihin, we can transfer funds in a variety of ways na hindi na katulad before na dapat puro COD. Paano kung wala kang cash on hand? Kaya yung pera mo nasa ATM mo or nasa debit card mo. So, pwede na po natin siyang gamitin. Okay? So, those are the impacts of online sales on customer service. Okay? So, that's the end of our presentation. Very important lang naman sa lesson natin that distribution is one of the key profitability factor sa isang successful supply chain. So, without distribution, without this transportation, hindi naman marireceive ng mga end user, which is or who are the customers. Okay? Yung mga customers natin, hindi naman nila marireceive yun without proper distribution network. So, lahat ng yan is pinag-iisipan, pinagpaplanuhan bago makarating kay end user. Okay? So, thank you so much for listening in our class and feel free to replay it if you miss some points in our discussion. So, thank you so much and have a nice day.